Today, we're diving into one of history's most fascinating and, honestly, baffling mysteries. How does a supreme ruler, probably the most watched person of their time, just disappear?
Really think about that for a second. This is the central puzzle. Imagine the most famous, most protected person alive today. Now imagine they vanished overnight. No body, no note, no real proof of what happened. It sounds impossible, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore.
To really get how wild this is, you first have to understand the rules of the game for an absolute ruler. And trust me, their world operates on a whole different level.
See, an emperor isn't just a person. They're an institution. Every single thing they do, every meal, every decree, it's all written down. They're surrounded 24/7 by guards, servants, and officials. It's like living in a fishbowl made of solid gold. Vanishing shouldn't just be hard. It should be completely fundamentally impossible.
And that's really the heart of it. When we say vanishing emperor, we're not just talking about a missing person case. We're talking about a cataclysm. It means the entire system, the whole structure of power, has completely broken down, leaving this massive void right at the center of civilization.
Now, this isn't just some abstract idea. It actually happened. So let's zoom in on probably the most famous case ever, the Jianwen Emperor of Ming China. Okay, so here's the setup. A young emperor gets the throne, but his super powerful uncle decides he wants it instead. This kicks off a nasty 3-year civil war. It all comes to a head when the uncle's army breaks into the capital, and the emperor's home, the imperial palace itself, is set on fire. It's total chaos.
And it's right there, in the ashes of that fire, that the mystery is born. Because two completely different stories crawl out of the wreckage. The official story is neat, tidy. The emperor and his wife are dead. The war is over. A new emperor takes charge. The only problem? The bodies were conveniently burned beyond recognition. And that tiny bit of uncertainty, it gives life to a much more powerful rumor that the emperor slipped away, trading his fancy robes for a monk's disguise, and is still out there, somewhere.
Now, this rumor wasn't just palace gossip. It literally created a ghost that would haunt the new regime, and it sparked one of the biggest manhunts in history. And you can kind of see why, right? As long as there was even a chance his nephew is still alive, his own claim to the throne was shaky at best. Every shadow, every whisper could be a sign of a rival waiting to return. For him, finding his nephew, dead or alive, wasn't just paranoia. It was a political necessity.
And get this. This is where the story goes global. The new emperor launches these massive naval fleets, the legendary treasure voyages, led by the famous admiral Zheng He. Officially, they were all about trade and diplomacy, but a lot of historians think there was a secret mission baked in, to hunt for the missing emperor across the seas. The search had become a worldwide manhunt.
So, the emperor was never found. But why? Why does this story, and others like it, still have such a powerful hold on us hundreds of years later?
Well, think about it. History is almost always written by the winners. They get to write the story, close the book, decide how it all ends. But you can't close a chapter when the last page is missing. A vanished emperor is a permanent question mark. It's an ambiguity that just chips away at the victor's nice, tidy narrative. This is how these real people transform into something else entirely. They become myth. They turn into these king-under-the-mountain legends, kind of like a King Arthur figure, who isn't really dead but is just sleeping, waiting for the right moment to come back and save his people.
And that's the magic trick, isn't it? A very real, very painful political defeat gets spun into this timeless, almost mystical kind of hope. For the people who supported him, their leader isn't gone. He's just waiting. It's a way to cope with a reality that's just too devastating to accept head-on. So let's put it all together. What does it really mean when the most important page in a history book is just ripped out?
I love this analogy. Just picture it. You're watching a huge play. The whole story is built around the lead actor. He's right there, center stage, spotlight on him. And then, for just a second, the lights flicker, and when they come back up, he's gone. The stage is empty. And the thing is, the play has to keep going. The other actors scramble, the new emperor tries to take his place, but everyone in the audience knows who's missing. There's this void, this absence, that's somehow more powerful than anyone who's actually there.
And that, right there, is the reality of it. The story doesn't get a nice, clean ending. It just stops. And the silence, the not knowing, that's the ending. It's a permanent hole in the historical record that kind of forces us to admit how much we can never really know about the past.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If the most documented person in an empire can be effectively erased from history, how many other stories, how many other people are lost in those silences between the pages? What other missing chapters are still out there?